Yo, gamer, Nemi here. Welcome to another episode of Character Spotlight. And today, my boys, we're going to be taking a look at Devil Jin. Is Devil Jin as bad as everyone is considering him to be? Has he really fallen off as much as everyone seems to consider? Like ever since the nerfs, mainly upward 4, right, and back to 1 upward, everyone and their grandmother has seemed to drop Devil Jin. I'm talking about Ni, I'm talking about Kokoma. Everyone that tier holds Devil Jin has just seemed to stop using the character ever since these nerfs. So now the question remains, is Devil Jin actually really good? Like, what's the story here? What really happened, right? Let's talk about it. So as you guys know, with my character spotlight episodes, I tend to talk about the character on, you know, whether they're still good or whether they're bad, how they can be good, or how they can make the character better, or if the character deserves nerfs. So with Devil Jin, one of the biggest issues that Devil Jin has right now is the upward 4 nerf, right? Because as we all know, Devil Jin is the only character in the game that has, Devil Jin and Akuma are the only characters in the game that have an unreactable low launching move, like a Hell Sweep. Akuma has down 3 into Fireball, into Cancel with Meter, and Devil Jin just has a straight up unreactable low, right? That launches you, right? To the wall. So that's basically Devil Jin's game, the Hell Sweep 50-50 mix-up. So if you guys didn't know before, Devil Jin's upward 4 used to knock down. Like, it was insane, it was broken. Last season, it knocked you, and they made it to the point where your opponent would have to get up off the ground backwards, right? So if you knock them down with upward 4, you could dash up and land an electric Hell Sweep. Land an electric. If they got up, it's a guaranteed launch, right? So they had to stay on the ground. If they stayed on the ground, right, you'd get a back 4, right? So it was insane mind games with Devil Jin from upward 4, and now his upward 4 has been nerfed. It's now the new wall mechanic. So let's take it to the wall. Yachikun. Yeah, so this is what upward 4 does now. It does not knock down, but does the whole, you know, war tactics, which sucks. Like, this sucks, bro. You don't get anything out of this. I better off going for another mix-up, like a Hell Sweep. Right? So that's what really has taken Devil Jin off of the map. And the other thing is, of course, the back 1-2, like I told you guys. This thing at the wall used to do insane damage, right? Let's go to the wall again, Devil Jin. It used to do like unscaled war damage, right? So now this, we can't say it was a nerf. This thing was normalized. It's now normalized. Maybe the damage isn't really as much as it used to be, or maybe the damage is not, you know, good enough. Maybe it needs a little bit of a buff to like give him just a little bit more damage, because at the one now, Devil Jin's damage really sucks. Like, it's really bad, right? 44. So that was the other big nerf that Devil Jin received. Just these 2 nerfs, and everyone that tier hold using Devil Jin basically dropped the character. Now, are these 2 nerfs that big to the point that Devil Jin cannot be used again or anymore? Not at all. Not at all. I think people are overreacting to some extent, because Devil Jin is still a fucking strong character, bro. He is still a top tier character. Having a Hell Sweep that launches an unreactable Hell Sweep, right? This is a what, like 40 damage. It's, bro, this is good, right? It's good. And you always have mix-ups with outstanding too. Right? You can always mix that up, right? You can carry them to the wall. Like, it's still the same, except you have to be a little bit more risky now. Look at that, 60. That's not bad. That's not bad, but not as good as like the majority of the characters in the game. You know, Laz, Katarina, Claudio, all these characters have like insane war damage. Devil Jin has to be one of the worst characters right now when it comes to like actual combo damage at the wall. Now that I will agree on that, but that's not enough to make a character as bad as everyone thinks him to be. Devil Jin is still fucking Devil Jin. He still has an electric, which is very difficult to launch, to duck and punish, right? He still has down forward 1-2, right? He still has back to 1-2, which you can mix with back to 3. Like, it's crazy. Like, he's poking, bro. It's insane. He still has counter 8 down back to. Oh my god, what's that? Nani? Alright, that's good enough. Right, he still has counter 8 down back 2. He still has fucking down 3. Right, he still has upward 3. Like, he has plus frames. Like, bro. People tend to overreact a lot in this game when it comes to buffs and nerfs. We all know what happened with Katarina, right? She was nerfed. Everyone overreacted. No, Katarina has been nerfed after Gerlanda won the LCQ. Everyone complained Katarina being nerfed, but now everyone agrees that Katarina is still strong. Maybe she did receive a few more buffs, but either way, people tend to overreact sometimes. And Devil Jin for me is one of those characters. He still has Demon Spore, which is really, really good. Back 4, oh my god, back 4 is amazing. This move is amazing. Like, the tools are still there, so I don't understand why people overreact as much as they do. Like, bro, it's, you know, it pisses me off sometimes, right? Everyone just their hoes, bro. Like, everyone was using Devil Jin. It was after the spell of Kudans, you know, Kudans kind of put him on the map, but then he received so many good buffs, especially that upward 4 buff. Then everyone played Devil Jin, bro. Kokomi was playing Devil Jin, Ni was playing a lot of Devil Jin. Like, Ni has always played Devil Jin, but at this particular time, after the buffs, he picked Devil Jin a hell a lot of times, bro. But now, just after a few nerfs, upward 4 and back 1-2, everyone has dropped the character, which is kind of sad, because we had to see some characters not being picked, especially Mishimas, right? Mishimas in Tekken 7 haven't really found their footing. Tekken Tag 2 and Tekken 6 saw a hell lot of Mishima play, but like Tekken 7, we haven't really seen Mishima dominance for a while. Only like Kudans maybe for quite a number of times, few tournaments. We haven't really seen Heihachi dominate that much. Of course, recently we've seen Joker play Heihachi. Kazuya, not really. Kazuya hasn't really found his place in the meta. You know, it's only really ever been Devil Jin. Like, a dominant run in terms of like tournament wins and everything, it's only ever been Devil Jin. But overall, guys, Devil Jin is still a cool freaking character. He's still a strong character. You know, just having that unreactable law, right? You get war carry. You take them to the wall, right? They have to fear that hell sweep, knowing that it's there all the goddamn time. And not just that, he doesn't have to rely on it as much as like Kazuya does for like heavy mix-ups. He can just poke you. No more poking with down back 2 and down 3, right? He has a good down 4, good mids, so he doesn't really have to use the hell sweep if he doesn't have to. Like, he doesn't need to. That's what makes Devil Jin really, really strong. And upward 4 is still annoying. Like, this has war carry, right? It has plus frames. You can go for like an electric afterwards. So it's still annoying, not as strong as it used to be, but still usable. You know? Like sick. Devil Jin is sick. He's sick. Like, I can't really say I love Devil Jin to that extent, but I do use him like once in a while. You know, like amongst all the Mishimas, I probably put the most time in Devil Jin. That's if Jin does not count. So guys, if you main Devil Jin, guys, please, there is no reason for you to drop him. People are overreacting when it comes to the nerfs. This character is still insane. Quite alright, you have to work a little bit harder, especially when it comes to combo damage at the wall. But that's the only thing you have to rely on when it comes to like winning matches, right? Combo damage is important, but fundamentals play a huge role as well. And when it comes to balancing, it's actually a good thing that Devil Jin has low damage at the wall, because there's no reason why characters such as Zafina do as much damage as they do, right? So like Devil Jin is balanced. he's a balanced character. Almost every character in this game is now busted, they are overtuned, the damage, the mix-ups, they have everything. So this is like normalizing a character, but it's considered bad because of just how busted every fucking character is in the game. So guys, I repeat myself one more time, Devil Jin is not as bad as everyone makes him seem to be. Sick character. Do you? Sick character. So anyway guys, that's art I really want to talk about. I don't know if we'll see cooldowns anytime soon. The man has gone MIA. Maybe I'm waiting for Tekken 8. We don't know if Devil Jin returns to Tekken 8. Of course, we know that Devil Jin and Jin, like Jin has learned to control the Devil Jin finally. So we don't know if we get Devil Jin as a separate character, or maybe he's permanently merged with Jin right now, as we saw from Jin's gameplay in the alpha, in the trailer. So now, I don't really know how I feel about that. Like, Devil Jin on the character, as a character on his own, is pretty cool. I do like him. But it's pretty cool having him merged with Jin as well, kind of like Devil Jin. So, I don't really know. But I would love to see him come separately, because Heihachi is dead. And we're running out of Mishima spots, right? Unless like Angel makes a roster. So would I want to see Devil Jin back in Tekken 8? I wouldn't mind. Either merged or as a separate character, I wouldn't mind. I love the character and it would be pretty cool. So anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please leave a like. It helps me with the algorithm. Please smash that like button. It's free. You have nothing to lose. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for the support guys, and take care. GG.